Thank you for everyone's waiting. And now I'm going to play the video first and explain it and talk about the creative process of it after that. If you guys need to rush or need to go, feel free to go. Thank you.
I walk into the nightclub in the morning. There was trouble on the handle of the door. The ashtray were emptied, the cleaning unattempted, and a squished tomato sandwich on the floor. I put aside the thick magenta curtains. So Regency, my dear. And a host of little spiders ran a race across the cider to a boss of baby police by the beam. Oh, soon upon the summer going by past, where everything is leading to the sea. And wonder beyond wonder that he will only thunder, the sun should ever backlight to me. When boys used to call in his Sedanka, when Teddy took me down to his estate, where my nose excited passion, where my clothes were in the fashion, where my board never crossed if I was late. There was sun enough for lacing up on beaches. There was fun enough for far into the night. But I'm dying now and done for. What on earth was all the fun for? I am ill and old and terrified and tight.
That's the end of the video. And for now, I'm going to talk about the creative process of the whole project. And thank you for everyone coming again. And this is the lecture presentation of an examination research of my 21st century creative interdisciplinary project, Who Made Who, which is inspired by the song cycle by Mandarin Drinks, named 5 Benjamin Song. And I divided to 4 chapters to talk about. First thing, I will introduce the project to you, also the song cycle and the composer. Next, I will talk about the relationship between the artwork and the female actors with the song. And also, I will talk about the whole creative process of this project. And lastly, the conclusion will talk about the difficulties I faced and how my teammate and I overcome it. And chapter 1. This project is named Who Made Who. It's a visualized recreation based on the music work of Mandarin Drinks' 5 Benjamin Song. And different artists are inspired by the songs and create different artwork. They create on the story about the woman in the song cycle, because there are 5 songs, and 5 songs are talking about different women from different places. And the artists will reflect on their own story in Hong Kong and find the similarity in the song and create artwork, but with their best media, such as the dancer will dance, and the pottery, the girl who make pottery will make pottery to express the meaning of the song. Lastly, we will create a film and also curated exhibition to be the final presentation of the whole project. Next one is the creative team include 5 female artists from the School of TEA, School of Dance, and some alumni, also some professional artists that are working in Hong Kong. And there are 2 groups of film TV students. The first group is from the year 2, and the other group is from year 3. And we will talk about it later. And one pianist to record with the sound designer from the School of TEA and to record the whole song cycle. Because I hope to create something based on what I learned about bel canto, which means beautiful singing or beautiful song in Italian. And by Stark James said that bel canto means the versatility of the tone. If a man wishes to call an artist, his voice must become the instrument of intelligent imagination. So the video is kind of putting all the imagination of the artist and me to become the visualized video. And then in one side, also in my perspective, the bel canto, it means beautiful singing. Meanwhile, it means the beautiful voice of humanity. Is what we wish for, what we have faith on, the voice. And in the past few years, I had received a lot of inspiration while I'm learning the vocal artwork or vocal music. And the music and poetry together tell a beautiful world, tell the beauty of the world. And the classics such as music, poetry, painting, play, novel, or film from hundreds of years ago are still inspiring us nowadays in the 21st century. So I think of what can we do as a female, or what can bel canto do in the society in Hong Kong. The creation, think about those questions and build up day by day. After I chose the song cycle, I found the artists, and then I gave them a topic to work on. This is the main theme of the song that I'm thinking of. Such as the first song that worked with a dancer, I name it Awakening. And then the second one is the Broken Vessel. The third one, working with the set designer, I call it Through the Beauty of the Space. And the next one, for the costume designer, is about the secret of shining moment. The last one is Capture the Beauty. And about the topic and the song cycle, let's talk about the song cycle for a little bit. The composer is a British female composer named Mandarin Dring, and the lyrics actually is by a poet, also come from British, named John Benjamin. The song cycle is finished at the year 1976, and the length of it is around 15 minutes, and it includes 1 piano and 1 vocal. And I chose a motif for the video to work on is a cloth, and every part included a cloth. That to me, it is a metaphor of insecurity or struggle that we found while we are discussing or we are having meeting about this song cycle. We found that females sometimes face some struggle because of their own insecurity. So the cloth is a metaphor of it. And about the composer, she is the one who chose the poet and put it together to become one cycle. And she is a 20th century British woman composer. She is very active and well-rounded in her time. She is a singer, actress, pianist. Also, she composed 16 art songs in her lifetime. Also, she composed other like string quartet or some musical for children to play on. Also, she recorded, broadcast, and having TV show by herself. And she is I think she is very creative at her year because she combined classic, medieval music, also dance music, jazz music, or waltz music together to be the element of her composing. Her idea is making the music more approachable to the audience. So not only high-class people can listen to her music, also she wants to find the communication find a way to communicate with the audience at every kind of level. And about the Five Benjamin song, it is also a spirit of Mandarin Dream because this song cycle is finished before the year she died. And at her late year, she studied psychology and about spiritual. So she took those courses to have a self-examination. We can see those thoughts in her work. And for the poet, John Benjamin, he is a poet that focuses on the development of the culture in the UK. And he used poem to illustrate 5 different women at different stages in the society. And those women are facing various confusion. And the women react in their own way to de-struggle their problem. Both of them were lived through the World War II and the British Golden Age, and also they watched the country from having a rich moment to nothing until the British rebuilt. And for the musical and compositional technique is because Mandarin Dream inspired by ancient dance music, so her music will sound like the sense of blending old and new. And the music is incorporated a lot of modern harmony in the trial. And Dreams choose those poems and put them together and arrange the order. Actually, the order, you will feel that the first song is talking about a young girl until the last song is talking about a very, very old woman who opened a nightclub. So she had a timeline in her song, just like she imagining herself being in different stage. And her music will make people feel very intimate because it's come from her deep down from her heart on how she think when she was young and how she think if she is a business girl, how she think or how she will live as an old woman. And her experience in life caused her to make different choices. Day by day, she created her own way in music. The next chapter, I will talk about all the artwork and all the female artists. About the female artists, why I find those artists to work with me, because firstly, I think of if I want to create about bel canto, I need to find a way to present the imagination, my imagination visually. So I found a dancer. And after I found a dancer, the dancer named Fai Zai, and she is a second year choreographer of MFA in APA. And this year she will graduate too. And she is an amazing dancer because I saw her create a dance just about her running, and she recorded the sound while she ran. So the sound of the path she ran, she used those material to become her dance background music. And then after I found the dancer, I tried to find some set designer and costume designer to help the whole styling of the song cycle. But after I talked with Bear and Chelsea, both of them are the student from School of TEA. One of them, Bear, is graduated 2 years ago, and Chelsea is the recent graduate. Both of them are having deep enthusiasm for creation. So I think that why not give them one song individually and let them create based on the song, rather than execute things that I just by my own imagination. So they create both of them created their artwork based on one song. So it become divided. So there are 2 more songs need to complete with the visual, and I meet a girl who make ceramics, and she told me that she had fulfilled her expectation from her family. She go to the university, and now she is working 9 to 6 as an IT worker every day. And last year she decided to rent a studio for her door for the ceramics art, and because she think that she is turning 30 and she want to really find back what the passion of her life and her spirit is. So she used her money to rent a place and do the pottery every day after the work. And then the last one is named Linda, who is come from my secondary school, and I think that she is an idol of female to me, because she is a photographer, a dancer, a painter, also a nude model. She always give me many inspiration, because she studied in the major in fashion, but she worked her way out after she graduated. For now, this year she is turning 30, and she told me about how she feel getting a little mature after time. Because of the time limit, I'm going to go into the details for the first song only. And this is the first song. The topic is awakening, knowing that you can pursue. The music and lyrics are talking about a girl lying on the beach. The world is comfortable and beautiful when the girl boldly climbs to a high rock. Her curiosity leads her to see a place full of hope, imagination, possibility across the horizon. And when I work with Phai Zai, she told me that after she read the lyrics and hear the song, she think that the girl that's awakening, lying on the beach is the girl who lie on the beach having a awakening process, and she used her body to present the process of awakening. And because she think that the moment we see the world with faith, this is the process of awakening. And the cloth is like boundaries in the girl's heart, and we have trapped inside, stuck in the exhausted and the loneliness, slowly forgetting the beauty of the world. And actually the courage and the faith are there. If you have the courage and faith, and grateful things are always around. And this is the lyrics. And the lyrics of the song describe a scenery of real places in UK, and it has described many details about the reef, the shell, the sand, and also at the B section of the song is talk about the girl starting to climb up, and she look to the horizon, look to the sea, and she see a far city that are very modern, having many smoke and beautiful things around. And now I'm going to introduce the musical element in it. The music is divided into 4 sessions. Actually, it's an AABA form, and because there are no obvious segmentation of the lyrics, the melody is the only way for us to divide the song into sessions. And next part is about some of the musical elements that go through the song, such as the first one is the composer used E, G, B, C to be the underneath of the accompaniment, and the accompaniment representing chill and slowly waving C, and it is a very stable atmosphere. And the accompaniment used the 18th notes to keep the repeating sound of the C. And also for the second one, there are some 7th chords. While the poem describing the seaweed, the composer used the 7th chord and descending scale to show how deep of the seaweed feel. And lastly, the composer describing the scene of the sun shining at the sea, she used the octave upward jump to make the sparkling image of the sea. And also, while I sing the song, I keep a legato line and not trying to not pushing the word, because the girl is feeling lazy and the sea is very waving very slowly. So I will I'm trying to not pushing any of the word out, although there are some high notes. And generally want to create a sense of laziness, hazy and relaxed feeling. And for the interpretation of the dancer, we communicate and we think that for the A session, we will take as most of the shot and most of the choreography with her dancing inside of the club. And the B session is a more lively session. And after the lively session appear, she will get out of the club. And then the music structure is very important for both of us to work together. And the dancers use her body starting with her ribs, and then is her hand, also with her head, and slowly awakening under the cloth, just like a baby sensing the world with different body parts. At the end of the A session and going into the B session, the tempo changed to Poco Mano Mosso, and the dancer used her leg to get out and find the world is much bigger than she think. And her leg is curious and exploring the world. These echo the lyrics feet in the song. And you can see that the photo in below, she's starting coming out of the club. The last session, the A pi session, the music go back to the lazy and slowly atmosphere, but because of the lyric changed, we think that this is after we grow up, we look at our childhood, and the music represented this part, and the dancer start to stand up, also taking the cloth to run around and play with the cloth, spin with the cloth, also to represent that she already carry her past with her own hand. And those experience won't get away, because those things happen in our childhood or at our past will live with us all the time, but we can still dance with it. The last part is about how she spins in her own way with the cloth. once we have the courage and faith, we will find the graceful things are always around us. And there are 4 other artists that today I will not cover, but if you guys have time, we can go downstairs for the exhibition to take a look at. And for now, I will have a fast forward for the other artists. For the chapter 3 is creation process for the 20th century initiatives of this project, and because for us there are many different kind of art form, and also with the 2 film director. Firstly, we will just have meetings to talk about the song, and then for the film director, they will start to propose some maybe wide shot, close-up, or some of the film language they use to me, and I can choose how different parts using different film technique to present the feeling. Such as the last song, we use some shuffle camera holding to create the drunk woman. Having an illusion of she walking. And then after I discussed with the director, and I go back to find the 5 artists, and I talk with them one by one about the lyrics, what I think about the lyrics as a session, and also how the music are talking the story, such as using some high notes to express the importance of the lyrics. And then before our filming, the first filming, we have faced some difficulties about the communication is not very synchronized, and we take a lot of time to make sure the outcome is all of the artists preferred. And lastly, we actually find some way to overcome the difficulties, such as actually we start to draw a storyboard before the filming. Also try to have a better time management while we are doing the filming. And lastly, after the filming, we cut those videos together and seeing the timing of the song are matching the visual, because we did try to re-record the song, but we found that if I recorded the song once again, the timing of the lyrics and the music changed, the image they cut are different. So we stick to the recording that we used on last year December, and then and we also talked with the sound designer to mix it with some such as wind sound, some of the wind chime sound, or some water sound, to make sure every song is linked together, not separated. And after all the filming is finished, we start to think about the exhibition, about booking the venue, which place is the best for us to do it, and displaying the work with all those description and the song and the video also. And the most challenging thing is about the communication. Also, we found that we are not having common ground at the beginning, because we are studying a very, very, very different art form. So, as I said before, we found that we can draw storyboard for our communication, and not only by having meetings that are talking about the concept. So, after almost 7 times of the filming of different parts, we find that actually we are becoming more effective and being more open-minded and more adaptable with each other. And then the things that I learned is about the innovation, that when I am doing a project that combines multiple disciplinary should make me more I need to approach the problem actively, not waiting for the problem to show and solve it later. And then the next one is I expanded my knowledge about different artwork, and I know that maybe sometimes the film student will be more care about which angle they use for the filming, and they are using a different angle to tell stories, such as the closer one means intimate, or a wide shot is meaning is a more free one. And then I think that I improved the communication skill with people also, because I can communicate with my speech, or I can communicate with my drawing. Also, I communicate by our test. So I found that different people have different perspective on the communication. And then I think the last one is the professional skill that I improved, and this is very valuable for me to keep on working more interdisciplinary project, because the most important thing in this project is, I think, is listen to each other, and together we solve problems together, rather than doing our own work and then placing it out without any communication. And lastly, doing this project is a great learning experience and provide me many new insights, and also the opportunities for me to grow. And this is the timeline for me to do the exhibition, and this is also the lecture. And then this is the creative team of this project. And also, while I'm doing this project, I need to use many cloth, and also venue, and for the printing material. And this kind of company helped me a lot. And also the corner from the art center supported the project after they listened about the trial that I'm making, and they sponsor us for $5 discount. And if you guys go there to buy coffee, and you can say that it's because the Who Made Two exhibition are doing a discount with them. Okay, and this is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much. Now I think it's the Q&A session. If teachers, do you have any question? And I can try.
When you started this project, did you have the songs in mind first, or you have the people in mind first, your colleagues to work with, or the different elements?
I only have 2 things in mind. Is bel canto is the first thing, and the next one is female. And then I try to talk to different teachers about, should I pick some song such as Chloe by Mozart to represent the female? But at last, I researched a bunch of art songs, and I found this song cycle first. And after the song cycle, I found those artists. Professor Park, I think that you have question. I think that you have something in mind. I can tell.
Well, after you complete the project, because I'm curious, you are actually director for the video, right?
Yes, the second part, after the first part is filmed by the year 2 film TV student. They have a whole crew, so I can do nothing in there. But the second, start from the second part to the end is another person. His name is Adrian. He's from film TV year 3, and he is a one-man band. So why he choose not to find another crew, other people to be the crew? Because he think that this song cycle is very intimate. So if many people having many thoughts on the filming, it's not helpful. It's not efficient enough for us to get the imagination synchronized. So he think that only he having the camera and I be the director to see what he choose. Maybe she choose to film this stand in this angle, and he will ask me, do I like it, or does it match the song? So we usually film with each other, also with the artist, 3 people, 1 session.
Because I'm curious about the process when you make the video. I mean, for the film TV production, they should have these sketches prepared, and then they will make the
Film.
short and then do the editing, and after that, and have you done similar procedure?
Yes. Actually, I prepared that one for you to take a look. It's the first one. The first song, I did a breakdown, dance breakdown with the lyrics, and it can go side by side like this one. And for the lyrics, I break down to 3 sessions, also having the time, because the time is according to the recording. And I list out what is the sequence of the dancers choreographed. And in those moves, I am showing those moves in her rehearsal. And we took a video in her rehearsal and capture the move into pictures, and the director just communicate this kind, using the document to communicate. Other part will have similar storyboard like this. If there are no question, that's the end of the lecture presentation. Thank you all for coming. And the exhibition downstairs are open from every day at 10:30 until the 9:30. And it's welcome for you to come and walk around. Thank you.